it's one of them weekends again where it's pouring down with rain and I can't go out. So I thought I'd do a bit of editing, experimenting and all that. So what I've done, I thought I'll pick an old picture from years ago and transform it into something new, just by experimenting, probably replacing the sky, adding something, adding filters, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, so in this vlog, it's like a workflow. I'm going to choose an image from years ago and make it better from, just make an image better from when I shot it many years ago. So we're going to open up with this old image that I took many years ago. As you can see, the sky is fantastic. Be ashamed to lose that. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking about replacing that sky because there's nothing there. And probably do some adjustments on this image. So I'm going to open it up in Lightroom and do some adjustments. First thing I'm going to do here is crop it. There's too much space at the bottom there I want to get rid of. I think that'll do it. About there. On the left there, I want to get that little, where it drops at the end there on the left, I'll pull it out a bit, just so the that sort of grass just ends in the frame nicely over there. So that's the cropped image. I'm going to bring the, I'm bringing that down a bit. I think I'm going to highlight, pull in the shadows up a bit, see how that works. I think also I'm going to bring more exposure on the bridge there, so I'm going to paint the exposure in and then just make it pop a little bit more on the bridge and possibly the house. So yeah, I'm just going to adjust the exposure on the bridge over here, not too much or it looks silly. Okay, so I think the house looks pretty good now, and I think I'm going to bring the exposure up on the grass in the front, so I'm going to colour in the exposure on the grass right in the foreground here and bring it up, and possibly on the trees in the background again. So I'm just going to add some temperature and see what's going to work the best. Sometimes I put a bit of dehaze in there just so it sort of breaks through the glare, if you know what I mean, like a contrast. I'm also thinking of putting a filter in the foreground here just to darken the bottom part of the image, which I think looks much nicer by putting a filter here. You can see I'm darkening the foreground here. Looks better to me that way, and it sort of leads your eye into the image by doing that. Just playing about a bit more with the shadows, and it's just about tweaking it really, you know. Don't want to go too far with the colours, but I think this is going to be you know, not an oversaturated sort of image. It's going to look a certain way, if you know what I mean. So I'm just doing some final adjustments here, tweaking it a bit so I get what I want. Right, I'm going to export this now before putting it into the Luminar. So now I've got the image in Luminar, I'm just going to have a look at these little presets on the right of the screen here to see what effect, if there's anything interesting here. Some of these effects are just a bit too much colour, too much contrast, but you never know, there might be something I like, kind of like that. I do like that, but not too sure at the moment. Right, I definitely got to go into this and change the sky. So I'm going to go into the sky. I'm going to go to the my sort of images of sky, because I don't like to use anybody's sky. I have to use my own sky. So I'm going to go into my box and select a suitable sky that'll go with this image. I'll test this, but I think it's going to be too much, that red sky there. When it comes in, I can adjust the I think that's going to be a bit too much. Yeah, it's like the end of the world. It's like a big volcano erupting behind the mountain there. So nope, I'm going to go to another image. I think it's going to have to be a nice bluish sky. And yeah, I'm going to go with this one here. I'll select that one, open it up, and see what happens. Now I do like that cloud there that's lingering on. I'm just going to move the adjustments just to see how else. No, I'm going to bring it down again to that cloud. I think that cloud works much better. Yeah, definitely this one. Now when you do this, you want to get all the settings and make sure it blends into the background perfectly. Yep, I like that. That works well for me. Obviously I'm going to adjust the colour and the sky later on. So just going to do a bit of a tweaking here. I can adjust the exposure of the sky here, or the colour temperature, but I think most of the colour is going to be done a bit later on in Lightroom. This is just about putting the elements together really and seeing what works. So you can see here by tweaking the sort of colours I'm getting from this image, which I'll probably bring down in Lightroom after. Right, so I've selected these birds here in Luminar. I think I'm going to put them over in the left corner over here. I think they look much better there. I'll just bring them up a bit to make them just slightly bigger in the image. And yeah, I'll just place them there in the sky. It's just adding something extra to this image. That looks good. So I'm going to place it there, and yep, I'm happy with that. So now I've got all the elements here. I'm not going to put anything else in there. I think that's it. I'm going to export this now and ready to clean it up in Lightroom. So what I'm going to do here in Lightroom is I'm going to sharpen the image. I'm going to adjust the contrast a bit to see, how can I explain it? It's sometimes I don't like an image to be too much contrast. I just like it just under, I think. So what I'm going to do here is adjust a lot of the colour, the blue sky, the greens, and try and see if I can get something, you know, I'm adjusting the whites here, so and then I'll adjust the blacks so that nothing's blown out. Too much contrast in that for me. Just adjust it. This image, I think it's going to have its own style, do you know what I mean? It's not going to look like a picture, it's more like a painting. This is what's going to happen with this. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going through all the little things. I'm tweaking it here, tweaking it there, seeing what I can do with the color panels, what it's going to do, and so on. So I'm just going to adjust the colors over here. By adjusting the oranges and the yellows, you can see that it's sort of like it's bringing more light, as if it's hitting the side of the trees. There's light coming in there, and that's what, by adjusting them, is giving you that effect. I'm always fussy with colour. I could be there for hours if something doesn't look right. Like now, I'm just trying to play around to find that sort of colour palette that's going to work. Also, I'm just going to come up here. I'm going to drag this effect here. I'm going to go across there just so I can expose that bridge and the house a little bit more, just to make it pop just that little bit more. So I'm going to adjust the exposure here on that bridge. I'll probably add some dehaze because that sort of breaks through like a contrast, and put a bit more temperature, and I'll bring the exposure just down a bit so it's not bleached out too much. and that's what I'm going to do here till I get the just till I get it a bit right. So it just gives it that bit more pop in the image. Now in the left here in the I'm going to look at the presets Lightroom's got built in, just to see if there's any nice presets there that'll add a bit extra to this image. So I'll just select the presets here on the left and see what we get, what I like. I kind of like that. So what you want to do is you want to find a preset that you like, and then it involves a bit more adjusting to your taste. I kind of like this. I like that preset. Might come back to that after. Like I say, this is the preset I like. It's not oversaturated or anything, and something that I can possibly work on. With the others, there's just too much color. And so I've got my presets selected here, and now it's just about finish it off, doing more tweaks, adjusting the colors. I'm always fussy with the color of the sky. So yeah, this is just touching up on everything really, and trying to get that final image before I clean it up in Photoshop by taking the dust spots off and sharpen it a bit more. Right then, now I'm going to bring it into Photoshop. I'm going to zoom in on the sky there, just so I can see where the dust spots are, and I'm going to get rid of all these dust spots in the sky. You really got to have a good set of eyes sometimes to see these dust spots. There's nothing more annoying than coming across dust spots, especially when you've printed an image and you see them, which you haven't seen it, which you didn't see in the edit, and you see them in the print. That's really annoying. So very important to get rid of them. So I think that's just a couple over here. I think that's going to do it. Yeah, I think I've got rid of them now. Right then. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to filter, I'm going to sharpen this by going to unsharpen mask, set it about 50 I think, which I normally do, and that'll sharpen the image for me. Now I'm going to adjust it again on the color adjustments, just to see how that's going to work for me. So here I can adjust the levels more to the red, the blues and the greens, and then yeah, we're just going to shift them about really and see which one works the best. So there you go, this is the final image. Just zooming in to check there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Has a definitely different look to it. So there you go. That's the final image by experimenting. Just export it and that's it.